Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a heads up on an absolutely awesome historic low PC game deal. Alongside that, it has gotten a massive update, and we'll be highlighting some great game deals. A lot of them under the price of $5, some under $3, a lot of great stuff. This is all on GOG though, so GOG's been gaining a lot of steam. I've been trying my best to cover them a little bit more. I know that most of you guys are still all about the Steam deals, and that's why we do all the Steam deals, but man, GOG's been making waves and a lot of good stuff to cover. So right off the bat, Cyberpunk 2077 is enjoying patch 2.3, a significant patch for the game, and on top of that, GOG DRM-free copy of Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition, by far at its lowest price point, 53% off for $37.59. A tremendous deal. Great to see Cyberpunk continuing to go cheaper and cheaper, and with the Ultimate Edition, you do get the Phantom Liberty expansion, which, every time I say this, it seems like some people push back on me. I think Phantom Liberty is the greatest piece of DLC that I've ever experienced. Now, have I played every single DLC that's ever come out? Probably not, but, you know, I played Blood and Wine, I played Hearts of Stone, I played a lot of the Elder Scrolls DLCs, the Fallout DLCs, etc., etc. Phantom Liberty is an expansive piece of bonus content that I really think does a great job of fleshing out the world of Cyberpunk. I know some people weren't crazy about the characters and whatnot. I like the characters, and overall, I thought it was incredible. Cyberpunk 2077 itself is a game that I enjoyed even when it came out in December of 2020. Was it a far cry from what CDPR was promoting it to be and the expectations for that game? Yeah, but I remember when this game came out, and remember, leading up to this game, I was the one that was telling people, yo, temper your expectations. When a game gets delayed this many times, there's probably trouble in paradise, and I remember a lot of people gave me flack for that, and then, you know, I never got the old pat on the back for, you know, seeing the obvious there that Cyberpunk wasn't going to turn out all that well because it got delayed a billion times. But even after the game came out at launch, I still thought it was an incredibly compelling game from a world standpoint. Yes, it was very bare bones in areas, but now what you have out of Cyberpunk, I think, is legitimately one of the best games of the last decade. That's how strong I feel about this game. I think it is so good, and I am so much more excited about the future of Cyberpunk as an IP than I am even The Witcher, and I'm looking very much forward to The Witcher 4, but I think with Cyberpunk, the world is their oyster. They set the foundation, they set the template for what this could evolve into with Cyberpunk 2077, but I think we've only scratched the surface. That's where Edgerunners comes in. You got a season 2 of that. I highly recommend you watch Edgerunners as well. The game is outstanding, and for $37 and change, I think it's a tremendous deal. And you got patch 2.3, the latest free update for the game. And yes, 5 years after the launch of Cyberpunk 2077, we are still getting updates to this game. And significant updates at that. Update 2.3 is out now, and experience a nice city in a whole new way. This patch introduces 4 new vehicles, the auto drive feature, self-driving Deliverance cabs, and more. It contains updates for Crystal Code and Photo Mode, as well as support for AMD FSR 3.1 frame gen, Intel XeS 2.0, and HDR10 Plus gaming on PC. Update 2.3 also brings Cyberpunk to a whole new platform in Mac with Apple Silicon. And yeah, you've got 4 new vehicles in the game and some other implementations on top of that. Updates to the photo mode, added improvements to lighting, quality of life, and accessibility improvement, jobs and open world updates, gameplay updates, miscellaneous updates, and more. $37 and change for Cyberpunk 2077 alongside the free 2.3 update. Highly recommend the game. I think Cyberpunk 2077 is absolutely tremendous, and you get Phantom Liberty here. Great pickup. You can get the base game for $21, which is a good price, don't get me wrong, but getting Phantom Liberty as well for $37.59 I just think is outstanding, so definitely would recommend that. Moving on from that, I do want to cover some great deals that are available at GOG as well. A great spot to pick up a lot of games. Of course, DRM free, you own them forever, or however you want to define that, but a lot of good stuff. So, Lords of the Fallen Game of the Year Edition, 95% off for $1.49. This is the 2014 release of Lords of the Fallen, not the newer one that came out in, I want to say it was 2023, 2022? I believe it was 2022. Lords of the Fallen is a solid action Souls-like game. Obviously, given that it came out back in 2014, it's going to be a little bit dated at this point, but you're buying it for $1.49. I actually think there's a worthwhile game to go through here for $1.49. Like the setting of the game, and the gameplay was enjoyable for $1.49. Again, a pretty good pickup. No Man's Sky is 60% off for $23.99. You know, No Man's Sky is one of those games that at this point, it is so much better than what it was in 2016, and this game came out almost exactly 9 years ago. I believe it was August of 2016, and I remember playing it the day it came out. The PC performance was an atrocity. The content was bare bones. It's very similar to Cyberpunk 2077. You know, I think a lot of people compare Cyberpunk and No Man's Sky together in that these are these games that did amazing turnarounds, and greatest gaming turnarounds of all time. Final Fantasy XIV has to be number 1, No Man's Sky is number 2, Cyberpunk 2077 is number 3. That's how I would rank it based on the games that I'm well versed in. No Man's Sky did an amazing turnaround since its initial launch. The content rollout has been tremendous. At this point, they could release an expansion that was paid for, and I think people wouldn't mind it all too much, because you're talking about years and years and years of free content updates, and I'm not even a big fan of these styles of games. Resource management, building, survival games, not my cup of tea. If you're familiar with my taste in games, this is not my style of game whatsoever, but I can put aside my own personal taste and assess a game based on what the developer has done, and Hello Games has done a phenomenal job of revitalizing the game, or, you know, making the game competent in the first place, because let's be honest, when it initially came out, it was a far cry from what people expected, certainly similar to Cyberpunk as well, but at this point, it's a great game, and you know that you're going to be getting content update after content update for months and months, and probably years and years for a long time. The game is incredibly replayable, and a lot of credit to Hello Games for everything that they accomplished with that. Speaking of games that are replayable, the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition is $9.99. You can get the Anniversary Edition for $16.49. Skyrim is an all-time great game, and it's one of those games that people still go back to all of these years later. It has been 14 years since this game initially came out, and people still go back to it. Yeah, we're talking about Elder Scrolls 6, who knows when that'll come out, probably 2027 or 2028 at the earliest, but you know, Skyrim is just absolutely outstanding. It's a phenomenal game. Screw Elder Scrolls 6 for a second. BioWare. BioWare is washed, but I was about to say Bethesda's kind of washed these days. So, hopefully they do a good job with Elder Scrolls 6, but Skyrim will be an all-time classic, so replayable, and the modding community is obviously incredible as far as that game is concerned. And lastly, another great open-world RPG, Kingdom Come Deliverance Royal Edition, 80% off for $7.99. Now, I do say that, you know, KCD is just better than KCD. KCD 2 is just better than KCD 1 in just about every way. I know some people like KCD 1 narratively better, but KCD 2 just has so much more polish and depth to it. KCD 1 is still a fairly good game to go through, especially on PC, where you can mod the hell out of it. On consoles, it's a problem because, you know, you're just stuck with the original PS4 version locked to 30 FPS. But KCD is a good time, and the Royal Edition being on sale, $7.99 is a great deal. You get the DLC. This is a game that very much does not hold your hand, but that's kind of the charm of the game and the appeal of the game, is that it really leads you to doing things on your own and figuring it out, and you can handle the situations in this game in a myriad of different ways. I do appreciate it from that standpoint in terms of, like, just leaving the player to figure it out, and I think it's well done in that case. But $7.99 for that, pretty good deal there. But that's going to do it for me. Mainly wanted to highlight Cyberpunk 2077 because that deal is absolutely outstanding. Go ahead and pick that up. That deal is tremendous, and a lot of other great deals as well. Lords of the Fallen, No Man's Sky, Skyrim, Kingdom Come Deliverance, but you got update 2.3 for Cyberpunk, and that deal is excellent. Links in the description box below. If you do end up buying anything, I get an affiliate kickback, which is much appreciated. Your thoughts down below. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.